Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Rob, and just wanted to make this quick little video. Uh, Hope you guys are staying safe, with all this lockdown going on here in the US. Schools have been closed. There's restaurants that have drive-through only. Stores are, running out of stuff because people are hoarding up. I just wanted one thing of toilet paper. That's all I wanted. I don't want 3 or 4 or 5 packs of toilet paper. I just want one. Anyway, it's crazy out there. I never thought, I'd be living in these kind of times where there's a pandemic or anything like that. It almost seems like I'm watching a movie, or I'm living the movie, so to say. Living the movie is more like it. Anyway, yeah, my family, we just been inside, going out when we need to. But yeah, I've been trying to do things around the house, and, for a long time, I've been wanting to play certain games on my PS4 that I have on there saved, and I just never really had time. Now I have all the time in the world. So what I want to show you for this video is my entire PS4 game collection. Now this is I want to say cross between digital downloads and then physical releases. So that's what this is. I have a pretty good I want to say I have a pretty good selection of games. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I actually solved 2 games since I've been on lockdown, and it was fun. I gotta tell you, when my kids go to sleep, I just come up to this room and just play games. That's what I've been doing. I've been kind of taking a little bit of break on movies, even though I have watched a few films. But yeah, let's go over some of the games that I have here, and I just want to show you guys. So yeah, this is PS4. So I have Batman Return to Arkham, which includes Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I love both of those games. I solved both of them. Arkham City was probably my favorite. Arkham Knight is good too. I actually have that game purchased. I just have to download it. But my favorite is probably Arkham City. Over here we have a horror game called Caretaker, which I have not played yet. I love horror games. And probably my favorite horror game of all time is Clock Tower for the PlayStation 1. Not many people know about that one. Over here we have Dear Esther, Landmark Edition. I've never played that one, but it looks interesting. I'm not sure if that's a horror game or if it's like an adventure game. I'm not really sure. Over here I have 2 PS2 games downloaded for the PS4, and they were also on Xbox. Destroy All Humans and Destroy All Humans 2. These games were a lot of fun, but they were hard. I remember the last boss on the first game was so hard to beat. I can't even remember if I beat the last boss or not. But I just remember those games being kind of complex with the character, how you get all these upgrades and weapons and stuff like that, and things you can do to people. It was a lot of fun, but yeah. Here I have Double Dragon 4, which plays kind of like Double Dragon 2 on the NES, which is a pretty cool game. I have Far Cry 5, which is awesome. Far Cry 5 it's like a cult movie. That's what it feels like. There's like this cult that takes over this county and a couple towns and stuff, and this cult has 4 members, and you have to take down each of the members separately and do missions and all that kind of stuff. And this cult kills people, and it's awesome. It's almost like a horror action game in a way. Over here I have the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, which I have not played yet. Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1 was one of my favorite games, so I'm really interested to check this out, because the actual remake is coming out, I believe, I'm not sure if it's the end of this month or if it's April. I think it's April, because that's when Resident Evil 3 comes out. Anyway, alright, so moving on here, let's bring this down, if I can bring it down a little bit. Okay, so we have Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, which is fantastic. This is the third movie, okay? If you want Ghostbusters 3, this is the closest you're going to get, because you have all the original voice actors back to play these roles in this video game. You know, even Bill Murray and Harold Ramis was alive at this time. I believe the game takes place 1 or 2 years after the events of Ghostbusters 2. It's a great game. I definitely recommend that if you're into Ghostbusters and if you're into video games. Definitely pick that one up. Here we have God of War, which was awesome. I solved this game. A lot of fun, and there's a real cool reveal at the end of the game. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but something with the little boy that has to do with the Marvel Universe. That's all I'm going to say. Really cool. Over here I have one of my favorite games that I used to play for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and that is San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Even though Vice City is probably my favorite, I love San Andreas. San Andreas was a huge game, and even playing it now, it just brings back a ton of memories, and I love it. I have Vice City purchased, I just need to download it. Anyway, there we have Injustice 2, which is the Legendary Edition, which includes all the, downloadable content. And it also has, like, the Ninja Turtles, and really cool. Lego Jurassic World, which is the Lego game that covers all the Jurassic Park movies. It's a lot of fun. I like Lego games. You know, those kind of games, it's good to sit back and relax and just have fun. Here we have a Little Nightmares game, which seems like it would be for kids, but it's actually not. It's a horror game, but it's in a different kind of style. The graphics kind of look kiddie-ish, but it's really cool game. Alright, so moving on, we have Mega Man Legacy Collection and Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, which is Mega Man 1 through 6 on NES, and then we have Mega Man 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10 for the second collection. So you have pretty much all the Mega Man games, that are just regular, the regular Mega Man games, not Mega Man X or anything like that. But that's cool. Then we got Mortal Kombat XL, which is Mortal Kombat, 10. I also have Mortal Kombat 11. We have Resident Evil 0. Now we're going to get into my Resident Evil games. Now Resident Evil 0 was first announced on the GameCube. And I love how they ported it over to a lot of, consoles, and including this one, you can download it. But yeah, I love Resident Evil 0. Here we have Resident Evil 2. This is the remake. Love this. And I also played Resident Evil 3, the demo. This game is going to be unbelievable. It's just like Resident Evil 2, but in my opinion, they corrected some things that I wish you could have done in the second game, including like this dodge feature, which I love. Things that really become useful. I can't wait for the full game. I played the demo, loved it. Yeah. If you guys want to play the demo, go to the PlayStation Store, download it. It's pretty awesome. Alright. Here we have Resident Evil 4. One of my favorite games of all time. Resident Evil 4, first came out on the GameCube. Loved it ever since. Now I have it for this. Here I have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which I just beat. I had beaten it before, but I wanted to play it again. Great game. Here we have Resident Evil 5, which I think is underrated. I really like Resident Evil 5. Then we have the Resident Evil remake, which came out on GameCube. And it looks unbelievable. The graphics to this game is out of this world. It is... You got to remember, it started on the GameCube. If GameCube can have, you know, that good of graphics, I mean, I really applaud that. You play this game right now, and it seems like it should be for a console that comes out this generation. I mean, honestly, it is amazing. Resident Evil Code Veronica X, another great Resident Evil game that started out on the Dreamcast, I remember. Here we have Skylanders Imaginators. Now, Skylander games are for kids, and my kids really love Skylanders. You know, they have the toys that come to life thing. Here we have a Skylander. You basically take this toy and you put it on a portal, and this character becomes alive in the game. So that's pretty cool. My kids love those things. Skylanders, yeah, it's just fun. You know, I kind of play second player with my kids, so it's pretty cool. Here we have The Last of Us Remastered. The code actually came with my PlayStation 4 for a free game, and it was The Last of Us, so that's pretty awesome. Here we have The Long Dark, which I have not played yet. It looks like a horror game, a horror adventure maybe. Really interested in that. That's nothing there. Let's see. Then I got The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, which is an awesome game. And the last one I have here is Transformers Devastation, which is basically G1 Transformers. This is a game that I've always wanted because they look just like the you know, cartoon animations. And they have the sounds and the music, just everything about this game is fantastic. I kind of wish there were more characters to choose from though, or that they would make another one, because you only get to play as certain characters. You know, there's so many great characters when it comes to Transformers, but they all look just like the cartoon, the 80s cartoon. So that's a plus in my book. Some of the games that I have on here that I did not mention because I still need to like re-download them is, let's see, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a fun game. And like I said, Mortal Kombat 11 on there. And we also have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I do like the Assassin's Creed games. I like this one because it kind of goes along with like the movie 300, like the Spartans and stuff like that. It just reminds me of that. Couple of, I just want to throw these in there. A couple of PlayStation 1 games I got, like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I also got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, which is actually pretty hard to find. I got Ape Escape for the original PlayStation. I got a lot of good games here, people. And here are some games that I still need to... Whoops, sorry. What the hell? Here's some games I need to download still. We have Alien Isolation, which is a creepy game. This goes with the movies a little bit. You know, there's one alien stalking you, and like... You kind of feel helpless in this game. It's more like trying to avoid the alien and hide from him than fighting him. Here we have Back to the Future, the game, which is pretty awesome. Like I said, there's Arkham Knight, which has a ton of downloadable content. And then we have Emily Wants to Play 2, which is a horror game. That's actually pretty good. Here we have Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I'm not really sure what that is. Of course, Fortnite. I thought I'd try Fortnite out, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Fortnite. I don't understand the appeal, I guess. Friday the 13th, the game. Hell yeah. Love that game. Here we have H1Z1 Battle Royale, which is kind of like Fortnite. Here we have Heavy Rain, which is a good one. I Am Bread, which is basically you're a piece of bread and you have to, you know, get to the toaster. Layers of Fear, which is another horror game. I love horror games. Here we have Lego Marvel Superheroes, which my kids really, really like. And of course, Mortal Kombat 11. And then Rocket League, which is like a soccer game where you control cars and stuff. But anyway, a lot of stuff here to play. and do. So it's just, yeah, I love a lot of these games. It's just, you know, I just didn't really have time at first to try to sit down and actually, you know, put myself into this world, put myself into these video games, and just be lost in them. And that's what I've been wanting to do for the longest time. Like I said, you know, between family and all that stuff, it's just hard to get time to do it. But now that we're on lockdown and things like that, it's just been it's been easier to do so. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing good, and you know, things are in motion right now. I actually just got over having influenza A. I was diagnosed with influenza A probably almost 3 weeks ago. It was during when the coronavirus stuff was going on, but at the hospital that I went to, they didn't have testing, or they didn't even test me for the virus. And I even had symptoms. I had symptoms that were kind of what the coronavirus, you know, is. I had the dry cough, which they say that's how a lot of it starts. I had a slight fever, but my fever didn't go all the way to like 100 and something because I kept taking Tylenol, so that kept it down. But I did have a fever. I had the chills, body aches. My body actually ached up here on my back, and I felt so tender. It felt like honestly, like if I touched it, I was just like, oh man, it feels weird. I kind of had the chills a little bit. Then my cough kind of went away and it turned into a sore throat. And that sore throat lasted a good week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks. So all that's what I had. I had all of that. And they swabbed my nose, and it turned out I had, you know, I tested positive for influenza A. So I don't know. It's just, it's the flu, and you know, it comes in different strains. And like my son had influenza B probably a month ago, or no, I'd say about maybe 2 months ago. 2 months ago, he had influenza B, so I got influenza A. Anyway, it's been hectic so far this year. This year has sucked ass so far. I hate 2020 so far, and it's not a good way to start it off, you know. But I can see, you know, they're trying to keep people away from other people, trying to contain it, trying to do whatever they can to, you know, make everybody safe, and I applaud that. I really do. It's just something that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, but you know, it is something to remember, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll definitely be back with more. Like I said, I know I've been lacking on the videos. It's just that, you know, it's very stressful getting, you know, trying to deal with all what's going on. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back with more. Stay tuned. So, Rob signing off. See you guys in the next one.